All right, guys, happy Wednesday, gymnastics strength day. We have 3 movements with a minute rest. We're going to be doing an EMOM, so 4 rounds through. Again, focus on quality here. Choose variations that you can maintain good position and build each round if they feel good. The first one is 2 to 3 rope climbs per round. So let me just start off with the easiest one that most people can do, which is a rope lower. So straddle the rope, all right? Reach up nice and high and then lean back. You're going to lower yourself down to the floor. Pull yourself back to a standing position, okay? If you keep your body rigid the whole time, that's more challenging. If you bend your knees, that's a little bit easier, okay? But again, working on that basic grip strength and pulling strength. From there, you can try to go up the rope. So now let me show you the idea of using an anchor. So you're going to be using your feet. This is why I have this shin guard on. We highly recommend protection for the skin on your shins. But the idea here is that we're going to use our feet to help support our body weight so we're not having to pull ourselves all the way up. So when I teach this, nice high grip on the rope, okay? I lift one knee up. You'll see how it goes from the inside of my body to the outside of my foot. And watch, before I bend my arms, I'm hanging, I find the rope and then I stand up, okay? And then my hands go up. So I'm really kind of stepping up the rope. And then the next would be, again, long arms. I'm hanging, lift my feet, find that position, and then work my way up the rope. As you're learning, you might not be comfortable going all the way to the top, so lower yourself down, okay? Look down and hop off, okay? To learn this, a good tool is to start in a seated position. So this will give you the ability to kind of mimic that knee raise. So get your hands nice and high, and then you can take time, and the coach can help you ideally, where you're going to find your feet, and now stand from that position. And I say it's a good anchor if you can let go of one arm and see that you are supported, not just hanging with your arms, but with your feet, okay? So work into that, practice your grip strength, see if you can learn the anchor, use protection here, okay? For the advanced athletes that are really strong, we can actually do legless. So you just use your arms. That's going to be the hardest version, okay? That's movement number 1. Movement number 2 is going to be a 45-second handstand hold. So I'll give you a couple basic variations here. So the most advanced athletes can do freestanding, so kick up in free space, anywhere. Try to do 45 seconds or as much time as you can hold for 45 seconds. From there, one step down is going to be doing a kick up to the wall with your back to the wall, okay? Tuck your chin, really push up, okay? For those that are not comfortable kicking up to the wall, what you're going to do is face the wall. So you can start with your hands on the ground, take a big step up, and hold in a position like this, okay? The closer you get to the wall, the more challenging that's going to be, all right? But the idea is find something you can work hard for 45 seconds. If you need to take a rest, you can hop down, but that's our handstand work for today. The third movement is going to be the ring muscle up. So 2 to 3 ring muscle ups per round. The foundation of this, a lot of people will do transitions. So a ring transition on the ground looks like this. I have these low rings. Stand between the rings, bend your knees, and then put your feet out in front of you. Lean back, and then you're going to learn to try to pull yourself back to that support position, okay? I make it look easy because I've done it a lot, so this might feel a little awkward. Main thing I tell people here is to try not to bend your knees. So a common error from this start position is that people will bend the knees first and they'll stand upright, okay? This is not the position we want to end in. We want to end feeling that weight in our shoulders with the weight over our forearms, okay? So my knees don't bend. Oop, my knees don't bend. I drive from the hips and pull over, okay? So that's a really good drill to try to feel what a muscle up feels like. You can, of course, work on the high rings. For some people, just work on swinging on the rings. If you've never been on the high rings before, try to do like a ring pull-up, something like that, just to feel. But that's our ring muscle up work. Those are our 3 movements for the strength. Let's talk about our conditioning. All right, guys, we have a fun conditioning for you. It is 2 parts. The first part is going to be 3 rounds of 15 handstand push-ups, and then calories on the rower, 15 for guys, 12 for the women. So handstand push-ups, the classic is going to be a kipping handstand push-up, right? We lower down, touch our head, drive back up, do a good lockout, all right? If you do not have the kipping, which many people don't, a couple options. Easiest one is going to be a pike push-up. So tuck the chin, touch the head, and push back. Okay, if you're good there, you can do feet on a bench. Same concept, start with the hips nice and high, touch the top of the head, push back out. Okay, if you're not comfortable getting inverted, you can do regular push-ups if those are challenging for you, or a common variation is to do a seated dumbbell press, something that's challenging, all right, but doable. So those are our handstand push-ups with the rower. So after you finish those 3 rounds, you go directly into 6 rounds of 8 toes to bar and 25 double unders. The prescribed for this is fun, a little different. The toes to bar have to be performed unbroken, meaning you can't come off the bar. So toes to bar look like this. Toes to bar. All right, so you're choosing a variation here that you can ideally do 8 unbroken, meaning you're gonna have to rest as needed. If you're a little tired, don't just jump up. You can do knee raises. I always say when you do knee raises, focus on pulling the knees as high as you can. Okay, working on that good control of your swing. The knee raise is much easier to control that position on the swing, okay? If you do have any grip or shoulder issues, you can put your feet on the ground. So notice I'm starting on my tippy toes here and lifting, put my feet back on the ground, help support my grip and shoulders a little bit, or you can go to the floor and do some tuck-ups, or the harder version is doing a V-up, okay? So 8 of those, and then finish off with 25 double unders. So again, this is meant to be something fast. 25 is something you could ideally do unbroken. Starting off, if you cannot do double unders, you'll start off with single jumps. Do double the number of reps. You do 50, focusing on chest tall. Notice my wrists are driving the rope, not, if you watch from the front, you want to avoid this position where the wrists are locked and the shoulders are moving the rope. Because when I try to go to a double, you're not going to be able to do the double as fast. The power and speed comes from your wrists. So once you feel good trying doubles, you can start with something like that, eventually working into repetitive double unders. All right, feel free to do less reps if 25 is a lot, or just do maybe as many as you can do in 30 seconds and then move on. For all of that work, both parts, we have a 16-minute time cap. So that's our workout for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.